grandparents were Armenian, and my grandfather escaped from the genocide in Turkey, and he went first to Russia and then Germany and Paris, and he managed to get a passport which was championed by an Arctic explorer called NASA, who petitioned the governments to give passports to the World War I refugees, and NASA won a Nobel Peace Award for that. And so those passports were called NASA passports. So my grandfather got a NASA passport. He came to England and he became fur merchant wholesaler. They didn't teach their children Armenian because they wanted them to become English. So I can't speak Armenian, and my parents couldn't either.
Kick it and hear what it sounds like.
It's not some kind of line.
Correct for this year, but
I don't know how it started. 1 minute I had one motorcycle, and then I think it broke down, so I was trying to fix it, but then I had a bit of money, so I went out and bought another one. And every time I had a bit more money, I'd go and buy another one. I think it was probably lack of patience that started me off collecting. Too impatient to rebuild the bike I had, so I would buy another one. But meanwhile, I couldn't bear to part with the previous one.
Is there any motorcycle that you actually really regret having purchased?
Yeah, there is. I don't want to say which one it is, though. It's the one you all love, but I hate it. So this is a 1927 BSA S27 Deluxe. This bike, unfortunately, there's no romantic story about buying it off some lovely old geezer in some remote country place and that he'd had it for 60 years. I bought this in auction. It hadn't quite been finished. Maybe someone had been restoring it and then they passed away. It happens all too often. Yeah. Okay, so this handsome lever here is the advanced retard lever. So you manually control your ignition setting, advancing it and retarding it. So when you start the bike, you retard it a little bit, and then once you got going, you advance it. Okay, these ones, the top one is your choke, and the bottom one is your throttle. So you've got a lever throttle instead of a twist throttle. Your normal position for your hands is like that, and then when you have to change gear, you have to move your hand along the handlebars, which means you kind of have a little less control of the bike, and to use the clutch. Right. Here we've got a manual oil pump. 1927 was the first year of the normal automatic oil pump, which is down below. But riders were scared of that, so they still fitted the manual oil pump. The way this works is you pump in some oil, and then you look behind you, and when you see blue smoke coming out of the exhaust, that's when you know you've got enough oil. So then you stop pumping. Right, so the front brake is an inverted lever, which people use on custom motorcycles nowadays. And the rear brake is really awkward. You can only operate it by taking your foot off the pedal and stamping down. My BSA spanner. If I find a bike that somebody has personalised, instead of wanting to get rid of their ego, their personality, and put my own onto it, I like to preserve what somebody else has done. Enjoy their vision. I suppose another reason for collecting bikes is, ironically enough, is because I learned from my parents, who are the war generation, the importance of saving. I guess it's my way of not wasting my money on stupid things, expendable things like partying and things like that. It's something that it's durable. It remains. So, in a sense, the money I spend on it is not wasted. It's still there. So it's a way of saving. It's my own personal way of saving. And all it was the petrol tank. There's some blockage in the petrol tank. Inside, the tank had been lined to protect it. That liner had come loose. So it's like there's a big floating rubber mat inside. And every so often that rubber mat floats over the fuel tap. Because the old fuel tap had no filter on it, so there was nothing sticking up. So you just had a hole. And so then this mat could just float over the hole. And then, alright, we'll try again. Fuel off. Throttle open, choke off. Open the exhaust valve lifter. Actually, I'll try it with the exhaust valve lifter closed and see if it starts like that. Whoa! Okay, so that's a little bit too far advanced.